I believe within the first like 2 months, bro, you got to the 850 mark. And I was like, damn, bro, that's crazy. I remember when we were on a call and you were
That
like,
was
yeah, good?
no, it was 30 days, bro. It was
It was
30,
30 days?
33 days. I was pretty hopeless at the time, and I didn't think it was possible. I had everyone telling me it's not possible. You got to wait the 7 years or whatever it is to
Mm.
have things fall off your record.
How dare them,
I was
bro?
like, man,
Yeah.
how big of a lie that was. And something told me randomly, I was at work. I pulled out my phone, opened up Experian. I was like, let me see if I see a difference. I seen the 800. I was like, damn, I should have
Damn.
called you guys. With my credit score, lenders are actually looking for people like me. But
They're begging to lend
I'm
you
just,
money. This is my client Carlos. I'm very proud of him. Came a long way. He's actually diving into real estate at the moment, which is amazing, right? Um, he understand what it feels like, to work hard and to accomplish different things, to take risks, right? And that's the reason why I have him on this podcast. He's a prime example of a prime example of like the like when a person has a breakthrough and it reminds me of like the first hop like over a wall that you just couldn't see, right? And you just took the hop, you took the risk, and now, bro, like you're in a position where like you have hella options at your disposal, bro. Now I want you to know, I want tell the audience, who you are, where you're from, what you do, what the normal day looks like, bro, and what are you working towards, brother? I know that's a lot, but yeah.
yeah, I'll try to remember it.
Yeah.
But like you said, my name is Carlos. I'm in the construction field. I work in the epoxy industry, and I've been for the last year and a half. I've been trying to get into the real estate game. It's been the first year has been a lot of learning. It's mostly learning, and I've had a deal fall through mainly because of my credit. Could have had a first property by now, but my credit didn't allow me. So that after that fell through, I decided to take a step back and keep learning, keep stacking up my money. Um, but yeah, and then as a part of my real estate group that my mentor that I joined, I met Lenny, and they came highly recommended. So I took the leap. I've tried other things to try to fix my credit. Did not work. I was pretty hopeless at the time, and I didn't think it was possible. I had everyone telling me it's not possible. You got to wait the 7 years or whatever it is to
Mm.
have things fall off your record.
How dare them,
I was
bro?
like, man,
Yeah.
how big of a lie that was.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
you see a lot of people, a lot of gurus online saying I can fix your credit, but then you got a lot of warning labels on those where some people will tell you like, oh, those people are scammers. They'll pull something off, but it'll go back on. They'll they'll lose your number.
Hmm.
They just want
Hmm.
your money for the quick fix, but it doesn't get fixed. But
Hmm.
it's been almost 6 months now, seven
Yeah.
months, and
Yeah.
my credit jumped up to 815. I messed it
Hmm.
up by applying for a credit card, but still in the 780s. I'm
Yeah.
I'm still
Bro,
I'm still
it's
chilling there.
it's been 7 months, and I think we started working when we started working. I believe within the first like 2 months, bro, you got to the 850 mark, and I was like, damn, bro, that's crazy. I remember when we were on a call, and you were
That
like,
was
yeah, good?
no, it was 30 days, bro. It was
It was
30,
30 days.
33 days. 33
Oh,
days.
you really
This
you really took, damn, bro. So
because
damn.
I was looking at my phone every
Yeah,
day. I was like, one of these days it's gonna change. And
yeah.
then I lost hope for a second. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just stop looking at my phone. And something told me randomly, I was at work, and I pulled out my phone, opened up Experian. I was like, let me see if I see a difference. I seen the 800. I was like, damn, I should have
Damn.
called you guys. I was
Yeah,
so
I remember
excited.
that. I remember that call, bro, and you know how excited you were, bro. I remember the first call. Remember the first call? I was like, yeah, like, I took you through the whole credit analysis. I was like, this is the spiel. And I remember when you were like, yeah, like I gotta wait till next check. Remember that? And you were like, nah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it, bro. I was like, yo, this guy, you're a go-getter, bro. Like that's how you want to respond.
Man,
If for the people that are like obviously watching this, if you want change, you have to take the initiative to do that, right? There's nothing that will do it for you. It's up to you. You're the one that is the deciding factor when it comes down to taking that first leap of faith, taking that first step, being the black sheep within your family, right? Or being the black sheep within the group you're in. And like I would say like Carlos was a prime example of doing that. And now, Carlos is I think you got pre-approved for a few properties, right? At one point, I believe.
I was
Or
getting
like,
pre-approved left and right. I
yeah.
joined the preferred buyers list.
Yeah.
That
Bro,
credit
yeah.
score really does change the way a lender looks at you.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
even if so with real estate you have the DSCR loan, right? They go based off what the income the property can produce. So that alone can get you approved, but and they tell you you don't need your credit score. That's the biggest lie ever. Cuz interest rates right now are bad as it is. So
Yeah.
imagine if you have 600 or 680 and less, bro, your interest rate could make a good deal go bad pretty
Right.
freaking quick.
Mm-hmm.
So your margins are thin when it comes to investing in the single family space and small multi unit. So interest rate changes a lot, especially when you get into the higher numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a 10% interest rate on on a
Two
$1 million
million.
property.
Right. Exactly. That's $200,000, bro. Like we're talking about savings thousands of dollars over the next couple of years, right? And not only that, but the interest rate that you could be paying, the interest rate that you're paying towards one property could also equal another property. So, that alone, that extra equity that you build up in a property, right? With obviously having a good interest rate versus a bad interest rate, that equity building that up is invaluable, right? With a good interest rate
Yeah,
because that allows the investor to, pull against the property and actually be able to buy and reallocate into another property, right? So it's more firepower to that, and I'm happy that you actually mentioned that, bro. Like, um, right now interest rates are high, inflation's high. It's harder, yesterday's rates aren't today's rates, you know, and like put it like this, like people not getting access to credit, like having a good credit score is costing them, it costs them more than them not actually going to do it, right? Because you know, the interest in a property, right? It's costing them the amount of money that they're putting down on a house or putting on the interest rate, right? It's costing them a car, costing them their apartment. It's costing you like literally where you lay your head at and whether or not you get approved for stuff. And it's just like it's a priority, right? It's a priority that has to be done. So, bro, what are your next steps? Like what are you like looking to accomplish, bro? Like what are some things you want to accomplish? I know you have some big goals set up for yourself. I know you're working hard every single day. You got the credit going, you're making money. Like what's next, bro? What's the next biggest thing, brother? Hey.
man, this has been a pretty good 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
The last 3 months, actually, I should say, have
Mm-hmm.
been really good to me. But before that, man, from when we had that first phone call, when I had to say I gotta wait till my next check, uh, man, I had nothing going for me as far as income. Um, but now I'm in a place where I got promoted at work, so I'm running more
Bro,
jobs by myself.
congratulations, bro. Congratulations, my
So
guy.
it's so I'm doing pretty well now, and to be honest, it's looking good. So the near future, I want to acquire at least one property this year, and I know it's possible, like very possible, especially with my credit score. Lenders are actually looking for people like me, but
They're begging to lend
I'm
you
just
money.
yeah. And as far as I mean, at one point I did want to do the you could use your credit 0% interest cards to purchase property. There's a loophole around that, right? And
Mhm.
I was gonna do that, but it's my personality type that just didn't allow it. I'm an overthinker. I'm a worst case scenario type of person. But
Mm-hmm.
so I ended up stepping down, and I'd rather save up enough in order to take that step. Because if I have
Yeah.
that money cash, I could use OPM and other people's money
Hmm. Hmm.
and still take the risk. But if all goes wrong, I have the money to not put me back in that place where I was 6 months
Right.
ago.
Right. Exactly.
So that's
Hmm.
the road I decided to take. So it's
Hmm.
now I'm just stacking up cash, especially where this market is going. It's a little unknown. You got some people saying it's not gonna crash. You got some people saying just wait, it's about to crash. Like it's
Hmm.
you never know. So I'm gonna just use this time to save up money and see what happens. And when I'm ready, that property will be right in front of me.
Hmm. Yeah, bro. Market has a lot of ideas, right? And I actually like the fact that you touched on the 0% because I say like when it comes down to down payments, that's obviously possible, but right, like Carlos is kind of, he's being more smart about it. When it comes down to like using 0%, I only recommend those for renovations, honestly. But as far as like when it comes down to, like using your own money for down payments, as long as you have a good credit score, you should be in the best possible position as possible, right? So you're not gonna have to put down as much as the guy with a 680, right? Or have to deal with that interest rate. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely glad that you highlighted that. You know, but yeah, bro, like there's a lot of people that right now I would say like, that have a poor credit score, right? They have a poor credit score, they're working a job, how do what mindset do you have to have like to kind of like combat that in terms of like leveling up? Like, what do you say like drives you every single day, bro, to get to the next level? Because you have
Oh
hunger
man,
and I see
man.
it.
I'd have to give it to one of my uncles. He growing up, my mom didn't have much. A single mother, worked raising 4 kids. So, but my uncle had a really good job, and thank God for him. Like he gave us a lot of experiences. He took us to places, took us on vacation. I got to ride jet skis and like go camping, stuff like that. It's the simple stuff in life. As I got older, you realize that stuff costs money.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, my end goal is not fancy cars or a huge house that with extra bedrooms that are just empty. My end goal is to literally support my family and make sure we're comfortable and not have to worry about paying the bills, or I gotta get the front two tires, then wait a couple checks, and then I gotta get the back two tires. It's the simple shit in life that I'm
Hmm.
sorry if for
No,
cussing,
no,
but
no, bro. You could cuss,
it's
bro.
a
I give you permission, bro. You're on. Yeah.
it's the simple shit in
Uh,
life. It's that it's the safety net. You don't have to stress about the nickel and dimes.
mm, mm,
But yeah, it's no fancy stuff. It's all just family and love that I want to bring
just,
together as
yep.
that only person, because I'm the only person with this mindset that in my family that I know of. No one has came to me, saying they want to explore a business idea or they want to invest. So as far as I know, I'm the only one in my family with this mindset where I'll trade
Mm,
my all my time. I'll
mm-hmm.
trade all my time. I'll make like as long as my family sees me and when I'm at home and I'm making money, like those two things alone, I'm okay. Like I don't need
Yeah.
the fun extracurriculars right now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay putting that aside
Mm-hmm.
for the long term gain. But yeah, man, that's basically what drives me. It's I want to be able to take my families on vacation to give them those
Mm-hmm.
experiences that I had that my uncle was able to give to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
that
100%.
that's pretty much all I do it for.
Bro, that's awesome, bro. That's like, delayed gratification is one thing. I think delayed gratification is is something that a lot of individuals today don't have, right? Due to everybody just having access to quick info, right? Quick information, right? The social media, scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram, right? We could get caught up in that, the doom scrolling, Like it
Oh
changed
yeah.
the human mind to the point where like everybody needs some type of dopamine quick. And honestly, like if you could delay the gratification, work hard now, put in the work now, make the sacrifices now, later on, you don't got to deal with that, right? Nowadays, bro, we're seeing 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds working at grocery stores bagging stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and right now, like there's a lot of individuals that aren't preparing for that. You know what I mean? Like aren't preparing for to prevent that. You know what I mean? So,
Definitely.
with how young we are and kind of like, thinking ahead, with the credit scores, thinking ahead with, investing, thinking ahead with bro, just thinking ahead, that's gonna put you in front of a lot more opportunities, which will eventually pay off, and that's the idea. That's the idea, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Um,
One thing I will tell you that
yeah.
is just something that crosses my mind a lot
Yeah.
is I don't think a lot of people think ahead. It's like if
Hmm.
they were to ask themselves, like if I was to really get someone to start thinking, is what you get paid now, like at your job, is there room for growth? And would you be okay making that in 5 years from now? Because
Hmm.
everything's you can't beat inflation. Like everything's gonna keep getting more and more expensive, and you're gonna get stuck at a job where if that's the only skill you have, they're gonna limit you. And it sucks that it works that way, but they'll they'll pin you in a corner and say, "I can get someone else to do your job cheaper."
Yep.
With no experience that is willing to
Hmm.
get paid less because of their lack of experience.
Right.
So you get paid based off your experience.
So
So
your experience and skill.
you know,
What do you think about AI then? Let's talk about that. What do you think about AI, bro? And how do you think that's gonna affect, like the financial system? How do you think that's gonna affect people, with AI now taking over jobs and everything like that? And do you think that it kind of proves your point on why it's more of a necessity to kind of think ahead? Like, what is your ideology on
ooh,
AI?
AI is coming for them white collar jobs, man.
Yeah,
I swear to
I
God,
agree.
I'm not a computer person at all. I'm
Hmm.
more hands on physical labor type of dude. But AI helps me get shit done. Man, someone this investor guy I follow.
Mm,
He has his real estate calculator on his Discord, and
mm,
he says don't request access. It says to go to file, save it, save your own copy, and do all that. I'm not computer savvy, so
mm, mm.
I'm learning all this shit like as I go.
Yeah.
So I just took a photo of the screen, put it in AI, and it told me exactly what steps to do to make my own copy and be able to use that calculator.
Mm,
And I did it. It took me like 10 seconds.
mm,
But
mm.
before that, I would have just stared at the screen and just gave up.
Right. Right, 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 right,
But
right.
yeah, any job requiring computer skills will get replaced at one point.
Yep.
Maybe not as quickly as we think it will, because there's a lot of errors. There's people that got to program the AI.
Hmm.
It'll
It's
take a
happening.
little bit of time, but when it does, that
It's
switch is
happening.
gonna flip. It's
Hmm.
gonna flip quick.
Hmm.
But that's why you know what, it's crazy. I just talked to my wife the other day,
Hmm.
and I told her what I want to do when I have like more money than I need. Like
Yeah.
one thing that I want to do to give back is I really want to mentor people, but like the younger generation, because one, it's cool to give a fresh mind like some new information,
Hmm.
but to really like I don't want to sell them on a like join my group and you can make millions. Like I really
Right.
just want to start off. My pitch would be get you a good paying job, a high
Yeah.
paying job, get into
Hmm.
the labor force,
Hmm. Hmm.
and don't worry about investing. Stack up your money.
Yep.
Like
Hmm.
keep in touch with all these people,
Hmm.
and the ones that are ready to invest, you can learn off them because they're barely getting started. You know, they're
Hmm.
um, they're where you were when they first started. So like
Hmm.
I want to build a community where I do want to
It's
teach the younger
transparent.
generation that it's not about people think that you can make money from nothing, which it's
Nothing. Yep.
possible, but it's
Hmm.
fucking slim. Like
It is. It's
it's
a
a pretty
chance.
picture someone painted, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
nah, you need to
Hmm.
work. Like I'd
Hmm.
rather be straight up with people and say you need to work. So
Yeah.
if you ask me,
Bro,
there's a
you're
lot of
right.
high paying blue collar jobs, a
Hmm.
lot of high paying jobs.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
especially right now with AI taking over, a good time to get in. Start your own company if you want to go that route. But you don't even have to. All you got to do is get into a company, work your way up.
Hmm.
Don't. take it seriously because a lot of people get into a company and they just slack off. Like I have a lot of coworkers like that in the past that I've worked with. They're just there for the paycheck. They don't care to advance on the job
Mm-hmm.
site or they don't care. They're just there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're that person that cares about the job getting done, you're gonna move up. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just
It's a
a
character
company
thing.
owner is gonna look at you and take care of you
Mm-hmm.
because they see
Mm-hmm.
you as an investment. So it's like
Right.
be
Exactly.
someone important, have that
Mm-hmm.
mentality to be someone important. And then the money
Big
just
time.
comes your way.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're running shit, the money comes your way. And then
Mm-hmm.
from there, all you got to do is find a place to put it so it could work for you.
Yep. Right.
And that's what the community would be for. But that's way in the future when
Bro,
I'm retired from this blue
it
collar stuff.
it's coming, bro. It's coming, bro. Your real estate portfolio is coming. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing what you're doing. Like you're doing good, bro. Like I never like, bro, to be honest with you, like it took me like a while, right, to get on to actually make money from the internet with the skills I have, right? Like before this, like I was actually, I was in school. I have a finance degree, while I was in college though, I was actually working at Amazon loading trucks. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to go through that. I had to literally like go through that, make money to invest into myself, right? That invested into a skill, learn how to do it. Now I'm monetizing. I'm able to like obviously work from wherever I want to work, right? But it's not like that just
Yeah.
popped up out of nowhere. It was, bro, I literally had to load trucks 12 hours a day. Like I know because you're in like construction, but like bro, imagine loading like 50, I think it's the 18 wheeler, right? The 18 wheeler trucks. There's
Yeah.
like bro, you're I'm banging those out with like packages this big and I'm literally loading three trucks before probably 11. I start the shift at like 7. And it's packages like this big. You literally got to put it on the floor and stack it like Tetris. Like I did that
Oh,
every single
really?
day. Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. 12
I
hours.
figured they would be on pallets or something to easy like.
Nah, nah, fam. Some of the UPS trucks, not the UPS, the Amazon trucks. The Amazon trucks are like that. The UPS trucks you have to stack on pallets. Yep. Bro, I did that for 12
Damn.
hours, bro. 12 hours, 6 a week sometimes, bro. And it was a
I
sacrifice,
gotta
but
give it to you, man, because at least in my trade, we see
mhm.
progress. That
Yeah.
shit would be, man, just like damn, another one, another
Another
one.
one, bro. Another truck, bro. Get the line in the truck. We got to get this out by 12. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a okay, you get this out by the end of the day. Like you sacking the truck at 7. This truck has to go out by 10. And
Yeah,
then another one and another one and
damn.
another one and another one. But it's something that I had to go through, you know what I mean? But now we're
Yeah,
here, right? Now that led me to obviously taking on clients, that led me to impacting you. That led me to like opening the door and actually, getting if I didn't step into space, right, then obviously we wouldn't know each other, right? So it's not even
yeah,
about like it's not even about like a monetary value thing. It's more about like, hey, how can I help this other person? How can I impact this person's life, right? Because that's just what it's about. That's what humans are here to do. We're here to help each other, here to provide value to each other, here to, leverage one another to obviously get to the next level. Where do we start, by the way? You
yeah.
started at what? Like your credit score is like it ended off at an 850, but we started at a what? Like we started at like what? I can't remember, bro.
It never went below 600. It was
Yeah.
like at a 620, but it was uh, a few credit card application rejections because
Yeah.
I was in denial, man. I was like, dude, there's no way I can apply for a freaking credit card.
Bro, it was like Amex Platinum,
I
Amex Platinum.
not even, bro. Just like the basic one, I got rejected, and I already have an Amex,
Yeah.
the Hilton Honors,
Hilton. Yeah.
and I try to apply for the new one just because, just for the fuck of it. I wanted to
Yeah.
just apply and
Yeah.
see if I get it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see if my history with that meant anything.
Right.
Hell no,
Mm-hmm.
man. And guess what? As soon as they've never given me more than I think $6,700 credit limit was my highest. And
Yeah.
when my credit score took a hit, they dropped it to 3 grand.
Oh,
They
so
dropped
you
my
smacked it in
credit
half.
limit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they
smacked it in half.
smacked it in half. So I
Wow.
was like, damn, I didn't
Yeah.
know that was a thing. I thought
Yeah,
my credit
yeah.
limit was my credit limit.
Yeah.
But
Every
not,
like there's like look back periods. Banks do like look back periods when they like when you have a balance on your credit card, or like they look back at your credit report and then how you've been doing, and then like they would decide to drop your limit. It's like a 6 month look back
Man,
period. Yeah.
I did have like a constant balance of like between 500 and 1,000. Like I kept it in there.
Yeah. That's still good though.
So that,
Yeah.
yeah, but when my credit was like took the hit, I'm sure they did look at it and like, this guy doesn't have the power to pay it off. So like,
Yeah, they
if
weren't
he
trying
could,
to
he
take the
would,
risk. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So when my credit got fixed, I did something simple. I was like, let me test this shit. I asked for a credit limit increase to 10 grand,
Hmm.
instant approval.
They gave it to you.
Yeah, they gave me 10 grand.
Oh, dude. Yo, they gave it to you.
Bro.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. Dude,
Yeah,
that's
so
exactly what it is. Like, damn, bro. That's I didn't even know that. See, like, look, Carlos is my client. We've been working together, and he was holding that secret from me. Damn, bro. That actually
nah,
made me feel great just now. Congratulations, dude.
nah, they gave me my limit back
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, that's good, bro.
Yeah,
That's
man.
really good, man. That's really good. Wait, so what else did
There-
you have that was on your report? Like you only had inquiries, or like it was just like maxed out cards?
Okay,
Yeah.
this is what really like got me in my feels about why I've started building my credit histories when I turned 16.
Hmm.
Like my mom put me on her credit card, and that's where my
Authorized
history starts,
user.
right? But
Yep.
with the credit
Hmm.
union,
Hmm.
and man, my whole life I kept it clean. My mom's always told me your credit score is precious. Keep it like, don't trust nobody with your credit.
Hmm.
And man, my first thing was I got into I got into welding. So I do epoxy flooring right now, but before I try to go into the entrepreneur side and do my own thing, I got
And
into welding. I
construction.
started doing
Hmm.
residential gates and fences, and I got into bed with a business partner. He ended up we ended up opening an LLC with a business name and a business bank account for us to get paid through, right? I try to do everything as professional as I could to try to grow.
Of course.
So what I messed up on was one, trusting him. Two, um, I didn't slowly build. I wanted to just start the process correctly instead of slowly building up to it. But there's a lot of mistakes I could have. If I
Hmm.
could go back, I would change, but
Hmm.
it's not how life works.
Hmm.
But so he owed uh 2 grand on the credit card. We owed,
Hmm. Hmm.
or three grand. I paid
Hmm.
it down to $1,200 using
Hmm.
money that I was making from when I had stopped working with him.
Yeah.
So I kept telling him like, dude, you have at least make a minimum payment, like
Hmm.
keep it going. And then because in my head I was like, I'll pay it, but I just can't right now. I don't have the funds.
Right,
If I
right, right.
could, I would. I'll just pay
Right.
it so I can get you out of my life. But
Hmm.
I was at a point in time where I couldn't make that payment.
Hmm.
Like that's
Hmm.
how low I was.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that went to collections, and that was J.P. Morgan. That was Chase. That was a
Yeah.
business account through Chase, and my credit took a hit because of that.
Hmm.
So that was one of the collections, and the second one pisses me off even more because it wasn't my fault. I got rear-ended on my last truck,
Hmm.
and the guy gave me his insurance. He complete took complete fault, and I had a upside down loan, so
Yeah.
I owed more than it was worth.
And they were,
But
yeah.
I paid for gap insurance,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and the shop I took it to was my brother's friend. He has a body shop, right?
Hmm.
And it
Hmm.
was close to home, so I took it there. And he's like, I do these cases all the time, like don't worry
Hmm.
about it. I know how these insurance people work.
Hmm.
I was like, cool. I trusted him. Man, he started overcharging them. They didn't want to pay him. He didn't want to release the truck. Gap Insurance did not want to pay off
Cover
the
the,
balance
yeah.
because he was overcharging, and they
Yeah.
can only pay off the balance if they receive the vehicle. And I
Hmm.
was like, dude, there's no way in hell that this is happening to me right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that went to collections because just based off pure principle, I was like, you know what? I have full coverage insurance plus gap.
It should
Why
be
did I
covered.
have to take the hit?
Right. Right. It should be
So
covered.
just off pure principle,
Hmm.
I was like, fuck that. I'm not paying that shit. So I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
angry. I was so angry. I didn't even know who to take it out on. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just so like
Bro.
I hated life. I hated life
Dude.
so much.
Yeah. Nah, dude.
But
My car just got totaled. Doesn't matter.
with nah, not the
Yeah.
Stingray.
No, not the Stinger, the Tesla.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, he just
Damn.
got smacked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It paid it out, but yeah, it just got smacked on the bridge. So it's like, yeah. So I was going through that case, but
Damn.
yeah, yeah, man, yeah. But
Those
it
are my
happens, bro.
two those are my two
Two big
collections
things.
that you removed
Yeah,
from me that
yeah.
kind of just skyrocketed my credit score.
Yeah, bro. Now I'm happy we were able to remove those. Happy we were able to remove the inquiries as well, bro. Like, like and it was quick, 33 days, like you said, and I'm happy we were able to do that, bro. I think like now that opened up hella options for you. You're about to really you're doing great for yourself. You're setting an example for everybody else around you. And bro, just from like hearing your why and everything, everybody that's listening to this podcast, I think they should take that into consideration. That it's really just not about you. This life is really not about you. It's about what you're creating and the other people that are going to be a part of that story, right? I always say that because you're the one, especially as a man, right? Especially as a man, like you're the one that's leading the way. Supposed to be the leader of the family, like that's just what it is, and I think that's just our whys, right? So yeah, bro. I mean, this was a successful like first obviously podcast. You got anything else for everybody for anybody else? Any advice or anything you got to say to the audience or um yeah, bro. Like anything else
Uh,
you want to leave off
get
with leave
a
off with anything or
I would say get a blue collar job and stack up. That's my
mm-hmm
main advice. That'll set you
mm-hmm
so far ahead in life.
mm-hmm
Like just
100%.
that's the simplest form. Because if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not handy with computers, go work physical
It's
labor. They'll
yeah.
accept you anywhere. You
Dude,
know.
you did it. I did it. I mean, I didn't do blue collar, but I was dead ass doing like
Oh,
labor.
that's still laborious as hell.
It's a labor work. It's labor
Shit,
job.
that's
It's labor work. Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
enough to get you home to sit down
Yeah.
and tell everyone,
Right.
"Don't talk to me for
Right. They
give me a good
bro.
hour
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
unwinding."
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Not for real.
Nah,
I
yeah,
mean, like you're right, bro. I mean, I think everybody nowadays is all about, I want to make internet money. I want to do this. I want to do that. Bro, get a job. Get a job. I don't care. Get a job. First, stack up, get your money right, right? Learn a skill.
title of the podcast, "Get a Job."
Yeah. Dude, I mean, bro, like it's
Let-
real. It's real. Get a job, work for somebody else. You will never, like, I don't care what anybody says. And Andrew Tate also says this, bro. Like, you have to work a hard labor job in order to understand what it feels like to actually have gratitude towards the times where you are eventually, where you will end up eventually, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like you have to go through the hard labor jobs, right? Because that's gonna make you think, fuck, I don't want to keep having it. I don't want to keep doing this. It makes you want to push yourself even more. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I
yeah,
felt every single day. I was like, yo, like every single day, I was going into work, I was making sure that, like I was making sure that it was a closer day every single day I went in to a closer day of obviously leaving by putting in the extra work after work. You know what I mean? So I think
yeah.
getting the job first is important, then building a skill up is important, and then after you build a skill up, you start making your money work for you. You know? But yeah, bro, this was a successful podcast, bro.
You know what?
Thank you for
I will.
coming. Good,
I'll give your people some advice because
good, good,
it's
good.
one thing I'm going through right now that I know
Yeah,
it's possible.
yeah, yeah, good, bro.
Start start wholesaling real estate. No license, no money. Start wholesaling real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
Mm-hmm.
done it yet. I haven't sold my first deal yet, but it takes a lot to learn. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that you could do from working your laborer's job. That could be your
Side
after
thing.
hours
Yep.
grind. Like
Mm-hmm.
Because from what I see, man, one deal can get you at least a $3,000 check for the month.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you make working 40 hours a week or 80 hours for 2 weeks. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
what people get paid right now.
Mm-hmm.
So start that could be your side hustle
Yeah.
for whoever's watching.
Yeah,
Wholesale real
for real.
estate. There's a lot of gurus out there, and they all have something good to teach. But find who works for you.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%, bro. I think that's a great way to obviously, work on something on the side, a skill on the side that requires like low overhead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Low overhead, and you could work a job while wholesaling real estate. I mean, you're doing it, right? So, it's definitely a really good stepping stone to obviously get your feet wet inside of the real estate game. Pretty much selling contracts, right? And you understand how the game works, right? Learn how to negotiate, you learn how to sell, you learn the contracts, you learn how the process goes. It's that's all invaluable, right? And I think that's a great way to start. So that's some good damn advice, bro.